added the lemon curd. Good morning, you guys. So it is Monday at a nice little 9:14 a.m. and my papa's 85th birthday is this Saturday. However, I am going out of town Tuesday to Thursday. Today starts the beginning of prepping for his birthday party that you and I are gonna be hosting together, because I'm bringing you along for everything this entire summer. Actually, it's really fun because our girls group chat, my friends and I, went from scrap and yap, because we love scrapping and yapping together. Those are literally our girls' night, scrap and yap, and I love it. To girls' summer, because there's just so many things in the works, and it's gonna be super fun. I'm so excited to take y'all with me. But first things first, my papa is the sweetest, kindest, most selfless man. Y'all have probably seen him in so many videos, especially on Instagram. He's taught me so much in the garden. Just like he's helped me, he literally helped me pull the carpets that were so dusty and so old, like 50 plus years old, out of my living room and my den. And he's helped me with so many renovations on this house and outside. They're just amazing. Both my grandparents are amazing. We're gonna celebrate him in his big 85 this Saturday. His birthday is actually today, so I'm gonna try to do something before I go out of town for him today. But because he's 85, he's not getting just one, he's getting 2 birthday cakes. And so that's what we're gonna work on today, so that I can let him completely cool, and then we're gonna wrap them up in parchment paper and then plastic wrap, and I'm gonna put our saran wrap, and I'm gonna put them in my deep freezer. And then on Thursday, I'm going to have them thaw out on the counter overnight, and then Friday I'll assemble them, put them in their little cake containers. And also on Friday, I'll take out with me, we're gonna make, so the menus, I wanted it kind of fun and springy and bright and fresh, because all of my mom's side of my family will be here, and we're actually gonna set it up outside too. I have a Japanese maple tree in the middle of my backyard, kind of right next to the chicken coop, which will be really fun for all the little kids. And so I have 2 outdoor tables, and then 1 table I keep in like my carport area that I bring in and out when I have larger dinner parties, or like more than I can fit in my banquette. So we're gonna bring those 3 tables out in the middle of the yard. We have a little 85 has never looked better, I think is what it says, birthday sign, and I'm gonna try to do some paper chains hanging from the maple tree too. And that will do Friday as well. And oh, I think I meant to share the menu. It's gonna be like homemade tortellini. I think I'm gonna marinate some chicken. We'll grill it super early Saturday morning, because of all the little kids, they go down for naps early. So we have to eat pretty early. We're eating around, I know they'll get here around 10:30 in the morning, but we'll eat around 11 a.m. So it's gonna be like brunch lunch, which is why I wanted it lighter and springy. And it's also going to be like 85, 89 degrees outside. Thankfully though, it's gonna be cloudy, so it shouldn't be super hot, and it'll be like earlier in the morning. So we're gonna start the cakes today. I was gonna do a carrot cake. Got my little bun pan. This is also the best bun pan, like nothing ever sticks. I was gonna do carrot cake, and then I was gonna slice it in half and then do like frosting in the middle and then on top. But I decided last minute to switch it up to a hummingbird cake, because I haven't made that in a while, and he does love like pineapple and coconut. Even though hummingbird cake doesn't have coconut, it does have pecans, and he is a pecan lover. So we're gonna do a hummingbird cake in my bundt cake pan, which I've never done that before in a bundt cake pan, so we'll see how that turns out. And then after it cools, I'll slice it in half and then wrap it away. That'll have a cream cheese frosting, cream cheese buttercream frosting. And then the other cake is, it's just a spring go-to for the past like 5 years. It's my lemon chantilly cake. It's super light and bright, and it's fun because my chamomile outside in the garden is blooming, and usually I like to decorate the lemon chantilly cake with some fresh thyme and chamomile flowers and some lemon slices, but I won't add those till like right before everyone comes, because sometimes lemon slices sweat, so they'll like fall down in the frosting, so I add those very last. But I'm gonna toast the pecans, and let's just get to it.
When?
Some point today. cake. It's a southern specialty made with mashed bananas, but it doesn't taste like banana bread, so you don't have to worry about it being a banana bread cake, even though that does sound kind of delicious. So it has mashed bananas, crushed pineapple, and then toasted pecans. Some people also add coconut, which would be very delicious. But I don't think I'm gonna do that today, so we're just gonna keep with the classic trio. And for the mashed bananas, you need about a cup, which is typically 2 to 3 bananas. We're gonna mash an extra one because I did not mash enough. Another little trick when you go to make cakes that my Nana taught me is the more acidity, like buttermilk, sour cream, and having it also be cultured buttermilk and cultured sour cream, it will help make for a lighter, more moist cake that will also stay moist longer. So it's like really helpful when you're prepping cakes in advance like I'm doing now. Always getting it on the sides.
Around. He's like, yeah, I went to live here. And so I was like,
so now we're on to the lemon chantilly cake, and for this one it's going to be a typical layered cake. We're going to do 2 9-inch cake pans, and then I'm going to split it in half or slice it in half for 4 very thin cake layers. And one of my biggest tips when making any kind of lemon baked good is to rub the lemon zest and the sugar together just for like 30 seconds. It's gonna help release all those lemon essential oils and make it very aromatic and just so much more lemony flavored. And you also don't want to get the white on lemon. You just want to do a nice little zester moment. So you're just getting the yellow of the lemon and of the lemon peel. Otherwise the white will be very bitter. It's gonna smell so good at this point. Oh, first cake is done. For them to have to like roam outside of the run. We have our hummingbird cake, which smells so good. This one's just like a southern classic comfort cake, but it's still super springy because of the pineapple and the bananas in it. I do kind of wish I added coconut, but I wasn't gonna run to the store to buy coconuts. Then we have the lemon chantillies, which I just pulled out of the oven, so the pans are nice and hot. And those need to cool in their pan for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna flip the bundt cake. And a key tip when you're prepping any cakes in advance, because even when I'm not prepping like 5 days in advance for a party of any kind, whether it be a dinner party, birthday party, whatever, that I'm baking a cake for, is I always prep the cakes the day before I frost them. And if I am not prepping more than 2 days in advance, then I'll just leave it out on the counter. I'll wrap it in parchment paper and then saran wrap, as I mentioned earlier, and store it on the counter away from direct sunlight and heat, and it's perfect. In this case, which I'm prepping 5 days in advance, the cakes, I'm going to put them in the freezer. I'm gonna wrap them the exact same way, except I might just toss them in a freezer safe bag, just to make sure they don't get freezer frost. Yeah, I just want them to be stored perfectly. And oh, I did also make a homemade lemon curd with lots of lemon zest. This is going to be in between the frosting, like the lemon chantilly and then the frosting and then lemon curd. And I'm very excited for that one. I think I might switch from the traditional lemon buttercream that I make with my lemon chantilly to a Swiss meringue buttercream, which if you followed along some of my other dinner party videos, I talk about how much I love a Swiss meringue buttercream. Thinking with the heat, I don't know if that's gonna uphold, but I'll probably keep the cakes inside and then bring them outside right when we're about to eat them. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. All this the lemon curd will hold in the fridge for a week, so that's totally fine. You do want to make sure saran wrap is covering directly on the surface of lemon curd, because it can form like this tough shell on top. And I'm gonna let those cool, and I will see you guys Friday. Hello, happy Friday morning. Long time no see, you guys. So I am finally back from literally, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen it, the most insane trip with HomeGoods. I've been shopping at HomeGoods with my mom and my aunts and my nana since I was a little girl, so it's mind-blowing, and it's all thanks to you guys. So that was really fun to take you guys along with that on Instagram. Today though, we gotta get to work. It is 9:48 a.m. and I've done all my morning chores and morning work. And my papa's birthday is tomorrow, and everyone's arriving at 10 a.m. But I was like, we're not gonna eat until 11 because, let me explain the agenda for today. So one, I set out my cakes last night when I got home from the airport to thaw, and I can feel them and they're pretty much thawed. And then I have my 2 cake stands out. We're gonna go ahead and assemble the cakes. And then we're gonna start working on the homemade pasta. I wanna do like lemon ricotta tortellini maybe. I feel like that'd be really fun. And then I need to make 2 batches of my sourdough focaccia and then marinate the chicken. I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep the menu really simple. I'll make a salad tomorrow. I might prep like the lemon vinaigrette for the salad today as well. And then we also need to go outside and set up everything because tomorrow's gonna be really pretty. It is gonna be like 80, but since we're eating and everyone's coming over earlier in the day, my backyard where we'll have it is pretty much shaded by trees, so I think it won't get too hot and overwhelming outside. So we're gonna set up 3 tables out there. My mom got this like 85th birthday banner, and then I might use some paper chain banners that I've kept from like dinner parties as well. So let's get to it. So for the hummingbird bundt cake, we're going to do just like a classic cream cheese buttercream, which I didn't have time for this to soften, so we'll just beat it a little bit longer. So whenever I make cream cheese frosting, the little trick is a dash of ground nutmeg. I usually like fresh nutmeg, but also I have a whole jar of ground nutmeg, so we're not gonna let it go to waste. I feel like I am not slicing this in half evenly. could have probably added more frosting. This is a funky looking cake. We gotta make it look a little prettier. First one done. Ah! Perfect. Gotta get every last inch. The one trick with Swiss meringue breaded cream is that you want our sugar mixture to be completely cooled, like even cooler than room temperature. I'm gonna whip this until stiff peaks, toss it in the fridge for 10 minutes, and then add my softened butter, or else it's just gonna turn into one big slushy, which is totally fine. You could just pop it in the fridge for like 20-30 minutes and then re-whip it and it'll be perfect. So this is the texture we are going for. If you kind of feel it and it feels like not warm but cool down, you can just go ahead and start adding the butter. This one will not be uneven. We're gonna slice it perfectly in half. Okay, not bad. We are finally done with both of the cakes. We have the hummingbird cake, which is I did not cut in half properly or evenly at all, but it's okay. It's a cake. It tastes good because I sliced off a little slither. And then my lemon chantilly, which I did a really different design for it, and I also added the lemon curd. I'm very excited for both of these. I'm gonna put their cake covers on them, and then we gotta get started. Next up is making my sourdough focaccia and the pasta. And it's 12:30. Cakes take so long. I'm gonna let the pasta dough rest for like 30 minutes, and I just did 00 flour and eggs, and it's about 100 grams 00 flour to 1 egg or 2 egg yolks. So that's the ratio I did here. I did 7 times that, so 6 times. 600 grams of flour, 6 eggs. And if it gets a little dry, you can just add a little bit of water. And then now I think I'm gonna start on the ricotta filling. I didn't know what to say. So now we're on to the pasta. You could roll this out with like any rolling pin, which I actually normally do a rolling pin. But I brought out the pasta machine because we have a lot more dough to get through. So I decided, I kind of tested this out. I think I might do this almost candy shape. I am sure it has a specific Italian name, but we're gonna call it candy shape right now. And I'm using my great aunt's little pasta roller to give it some scalloped edges. I don't know why I decided to do pasta for, I think there's gonna be like 26 people tomorrow. You never know. I was like, let's make it springy and fun and light, which is nice because it's gonna be 80+ degrees tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm like, this is a lot of pasta to make, which is why I'm making a double batch of focaccia and chicken so they can fill up on that and not just the pasta as the main. I'm just piping our lemon ricotta mixture, and then I'll use a chef's knife to slice it. I'm trying to give about like 2 inches in between each ricotta piping so that I can roll it. And I love using, whenever you make any kind of ricotta or pasta shapes that have a filling, I found using water to wet the edges and then rolling it, or then like adding the second sheet of pasta on top, makes all the difference to help seal it in.
In the tree. And I'd sit on the ground and eat. I'm done. Okay.
Happy Saturday and day of my papa's 85th birthday party. So we've been running around this morning getting things. We put like covers over the table so that any pollen, because the pollen is so bad right now, wouldn't get on the tables. 2 of the streamers fell down, so I retied those up. And then as you saw, I went ahead and put out like the silverware and the food coverings, which I know you guys are gonna ask. I got them all at Home Goods. Which is so nice because flies is also like one of the biggest struggles with hosting outside. But I also this morning, as soon as I woke up, got started on the focaccia, so I had time to cool. Hopefully you can see how beautiful and golden they are. Radish is always incredible. Bread, butter, honey, or bread and honey butter is great for hosting too, because people can like fill up on that when they're hungry, and there's, you know, that way you don't have to make an exorbitant amount of food. Next up, let me show you the setup for the pasta. So this is my little ravioli setup. The ravioli is in the fridge, but I have the pot filled with water, and then the salt nearby so I can salt it once it starts boiling. My 2 bowls for the 2 different types of ravioli, fresh basil and basil pesto, and then Parmesan and the grater. Those bananas will be turned into pancakes tomorrow, and I'm very excited. But yeah, I showed y'all this in like my other dinner party video. It's always great to set up your station so that you're not running all over the kitchen looking for everything. Other than that, I have the arugula for the salad, and my favorite additions to salad. Oh, I also made a lemon vinaigrette. Super simple and easy. And then I have my radishes and sweet peas, snap peas. I don't know why I always want to say sweet peas. Sugar snap peas. And usually I love watermelon radish, but it is still a little bit early in the season here in North Carolina to get it locally. So hopefully that will be in the next month or so. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and toss this together, but I'm not gonna add the vinaigrette until right before everyone comes. Same for the pasta. I'm not gonna cook it until everyone will start arriving about an hour before we actually eat. So I went ahead and put some chips, which was in the red pasta strainer that you guys saw me putting out there on the birthday present table, so that the kids and anyone else can just like snack on that before we eat. And I think that's, I also, if you saw, my mom got this chamomile lavender loose leaf tea, and it makes such good sweet tea. So I went ahead and brewed that last night, let it cool overnight, and I just like halfway covered it with and then I like halfway covered it so it can completely cool, and it'll also deepen the flavor. And then it'll be very strongly brewed when you do that. And then obviously like a little sugar and honey in it. I'll put ice in that right before everyone starts coming too, and I think that might be it. So I might see y'all when everyone starts getting here. We'll see. I don't know. I know what I was gonna say. I need to run to the store and get charcoal for my grill, heat the grill, and then grill the chicken. The beautiful thing about chicken, when it's not like fried chicken, you can just cover in foil. And my grandparents are here. Fascinating. I'll be back. That was really funny. They came over to drop off water and then candles. My Nana's been in a candle making and soap making mood. And then when we were out there, one of the chickens had gone out of the little fenced in area, and we were looking, we were like, that chicken looks like it's outside the fence. And then Aspen was nose to nose with the chicken, which was a good thing to know that she's not gonna like pounce on them. I was really fearful that was a problem, but it looks like we're doing pretty good. So what I was saying earlier though is I need to run and get charcoal and grill the chicken, because the beautiful thing about chicken is you can just cover it in foil and then pop that baby in the oven at like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it'll stay warm and moist and you're set. So let's start doing this.
Ooh, she stinks.
Social.